Hey guys, this is Marshall again with AGL Thermal Drone Services. This is the opening weekend of rifle season, and Hunter called me. This was on a Sunday morning, and he said he had shot a buck just as he got his rifle in the stand. It was daylight. He looked up and there was a buck standing in the woods, and it was very thick. We've had a lot of hurricane damage this year in central Georgia, and the deer was standing in an open area, and he had one more step and he was out of sight because of the trees that had been downed by the storm. So he took a shot. He felt like he made a good shot, but he got down and didn't find any blood. So where he was at, you can see I'm flying the edge of a clear cut because it's right next to where he was hunting on his property. And the year before, I helped this same hunter find his a deer, and it was in the edge of this clear cut. And this clear cut, you can't see it from the drone footage, but it is about 8 feet tall, and in some spots you can't see an arm's length in front of you. It's that thick. But I'm flying along, and I found that first buck, and I found a couple of a doe and a yearling. Then I saw a group of thermal signatures up here. You can see there's a doe bedded with a yearling just to her right. There was a group of deer there, but I continued up the edge of the clear cut and was searching for things. I believe there was another doe bedded there. So we're in the deer, we just haven't found his buck. I actually saw this thermal signature from where I was watching the does, and I said, well, that could be promising. And as soon as the camera turned on, I immediately saw that rack, and my heart skipped a beat because that looked like a big rack. The hunter immediately said, oh boy, that might be him. So I got back on thermal so I wouldn't lose him in this overgrown clear cut, and I moved a little bit forward with the drone. And mind you, I'm 380 feet above ground level with the drone, and it will see that thermal heat signature from that high up. And as I got closer, I could tell this was a pretty good buck. His body was really impressive. So we immediately thought this might be the buck that he shot. Maybe he didn't hit him as well because he's still alive. Looked like he had his head up good. So I swung around, started to get a little lower to see if I could get a better viewpoint of him, see if we could see any wounds, or see if this was actually the deer shot or if it was just another buck that we found. So I'm lowered down to somewhere around 200 feet now above ground level, and I'm probably 200 yards from the buck. And as soon as the drone hit the deer with his rack in view, the hunter said, I know exactly what that deer is. I've got him on trail camera, and we'll see if we can get a trail cam photo. He only got him on trail camera one time, but the deer was laying there, and I wasn't sure if he was wounded or not. So if you see, I just put a GPS coordinate marker on him so I can come back and check him later if we did determine that this was the buck that he had shot. And when the hunter saw that, he said, yep, that's Coke can. And I looked at him like, that's who? He said, those bases are so big, they look like they're Coke can size. So that was the deer's name from that point on, was Coke can. I got down a little lower, and the deer actually looked up and was watching the drone, and he kept winking. If you watch him, he's winking his right eye. So I didn't know what that was all about. I didn't know if he might have been injured and couldn't blink both eyes at the same time, or maybe he was just falling asleep. But we looked at him. If you see the size of this buck, he is fat. I mean, you don't see bucks that are about to go in the rut. I mean, they're healthy, but this deer is humongous. Well, we watched him, determined, well, we'll come back and check him later if we don't find anything else. So we took back off, and we were searching a wooded area that was immediately adjacent to the clear cut that we were just at. Now, mind you, this is October 20th, I guess. Like I said, it was the first weekend of the gun season in central Georgia. So the foliage is still very thick. There's a lot of green leaves, and as I was flying, I thought I saw something, and I had to back up to try and confirm. And as soon as I backed up and flew a little different angle, I saw something there that caught my eye. You can see it's good daylight. The sun's already hit the tops of the trees, but as soon as I zoomed in, I said, yeah, we got a winner. I can see the white hair from his front legs to his back legs on his belly, and then I can see the white patch under his chin. And when I zoomed in, I could see an antler. So I knew we were on to something here. At this time, my hunter, he was like, yeah, that's got to be him. That's got to be him. He was getting excited. In my later videos, I'm going to try and get some audio through my remote while we're actually doing a search. But this is a voiceover of these videos because I'm new at doing this. But I swung around and I could see a better thermal image. I hit the zoom, and there's this deer. Well, guys, I'll quit talking. Y'all enjoy the rest of the footage. Well, there's this nice buck. Another successful buck recovery in Central Georgia. AGL Thermal Drone Services. If we can help you, please give us a call. If you like what you've seen on our video so far, please hit the like button and subscribe. Y'all have a great season.